Hey invisibles, welcome back to another Poem video, and finally we have Torchic's grid, which does kind of sort of symbolize the end of the grid expansions, right, for, well, at least the initial grid expansions, right, for all these units. There's still a few out there that don't have their grids fully expanded, right, at all, right. I think Jesse and James, right, they don't have theirs, but those two are probably more so we need the events to rerun first, right. Which those events, like if they do want to rerun Jesse James events, they probably have to like get the permission of the anime side, right? Which, you know, I don't know how hard that process is to get. I would assume not very, just because they're both affiliated with the Pokemon Company, right? So, anyways, well, Torchic. Here it is. Torchic was always a great support even before this further or this grid expansion, right? Just because as a free, at least for a free support, right? Offensively, max out your physical, team's physical and special. Well, not max, but it gives you +4 on your physical and special attack for your team, +2 on the crit. Gives himself speed right over here on flame charge. Can burn the opponent, very nice, and can't get its speed lowered. But yeah, has really good speed stat. The other stats are fine. I mean, they're not like great. Like the defensive stats are just fine. They're not crazy good, and especially since Torchic doesn't have any defensive buffs, right? It's a bit tough tanking wise. But now you do have some of that, right? You do have defense and special defensive buffs for itself, although it's not the greatest, right? But you know, it's better than nothing, I guess. You also have gradual heals now. And on top of that, you got a lot of other stuff that you could get. There's a +20 on physical special defense as well, I believe, right? And yeah, in terms of the stuff that we got over here, it's the basics. It really is the basics. You want that NPR on the X attack all and the NPR on your training move, which you did get them. So congratulations. The very basics are met, and that's kind of what Torchic just needed, right? Just the basics. Anything else is just extra, right? As long as Torchic can have those NPRs to make it so that it can max out a team's physical, special, and crit, right? So that's good. And then again, just some extras. All right, let's see if we could get the NPR in here, right? Which is very important, because both of the teammates over here, can't tell, not that great at buffing their offenses. Well, Salamence at least could slowly get there, right? Vaporeon has nothing going for her, unfortunately, on that end. But yeah, one more so we can max out everyone's crit and special attack. Not that Salamence needs it, but Vaporeon does, though. Vaporeon does. Okay, so let's get this going. Unfortunately, got burned, which kind of sucks. But I mean, I don't know. Hopefully we'll be fine. We do have the gradual healing to sort of counteract that, although that's honestly cope, because we're taking more damage from burn than the gradual heal that we get back. So it's not a worthy exchange. Point being, okay, at least we're getting flinches in, which I mean, would be, look. I know Salamence has like the status shield, but it's, as any normal person would, they'd be saving it for like the end where it's like guaranteed to burn rather than 10% chance to burn earlier, right? You know, I'd say that's relatively reasonable, isn't it? At least on the bright side, we've been getting like extra NPRs that we don't really need, but at least in this scenario, it just passes turn, so we don't feel the burn that much. All right. Wow, I haven't heard that saying in a while. Anyways, okay, let's get that done. Let's haze away these stats, so maybe they can miss. I don't know, on the eruption would be cool. You know, Vaporeon has some evasion buffs, so, or Salamence could just you know flinch lock this unit to the end of time. Sure, I mean, I don't mind that either, so. Okay, let's see. No need to really do anything with Torchic over here, just because or else the burn's just gonna eat at it. right? But yeah, I mean, versus Entei at least, you know, don't have to worry about the trap part, which is very, very, very nice. And hopefully we could finish this thing off with this thing, or at least this bar off. I don't know. The answer is no. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So it's really, really good at buffing teams that are, you know, dual damage dealers, one physical, one special. Also great in the scenario if you have like a mixed damage dealer that needs to buff both its physical and special attack, and maybe even its crit because it doesn't have any of those buffs, right? And needs +6 of all of that. Then, you know, Torchic's your unit, can max out all that stuff, right? If there's ever a theoretical unit that really needed it, unlike units like Lance who are fully self-sufficient. I mean units that are not self-sufficient at all, so, you know, nothing like Lance, right? The opposite of Lance, if there was an opposite Lance unit. So, yeah, that Torchic would be good there too. Anyways, congratulations, Lance. Really, really great grid. Okay, let's get this sync in, and yeah, let's see. We could go ahead and that's nice at least. Sacred Fire out. I mean, that's probably gonna take Torchic out. Let's be real. The amount of HP we have left, unless Salamence just never mind. Not this time, unfortunately, but wrong. Torchic survived. Torchic survived. You know what? Good for Torchic, man. Good for Torchic. Well, there it is, folks. Got that done. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, Torchic, again, still not like the best defensively, alright, but at least it got a bit better in terms of the gradual heals, the defense buffs that it could get. With Entei, it's a stage that constantly debuffs your defenses, so that part kind of sucks, but at least with like Misty, it kind of helps with that, right? You know, for certain durations of the game, don't have to worry about that, and you know, in that case, Torchic could take a few hits here and there, right? Heal a bit back up, do all that stuff. If it was a physical stage that, you know, burn would be effective, the extra burn would have helped a bit there too. And the other thing about Torchic is Torchic actually has a really, really nice sync, at least in terms of like the sync itself isn't nice, but like the passives, right? You have like Synchro Healing, you have Adrenaline, both are obviously really, really nice sync based passives. It's just that, you know, she didn't get the or I think it's here, right? The Torchic didn't get the EX yet, or I guess the MC didn't get the EX, because the EX is like it's a trainer thing, right? It's an outfit, whatever. And it's just like we don't know if they're gonna give the MC an EX or not. I guess we'll see soon once the Alola arc rolls around, and you know, we'll see if they're how they're gonna implement an EX for the MC for at least Solgaleo, because you know that's the legendary unit over there, right? But if they do decide to give the MC an EX, that would be very, very nice, because even if we didn't have those passives, at least it's still a support, right? Support EX is, again, it's just very useful in every single scenarios, right? Certain scenarios where Tech EXs might not be as good as Striker EXs, certain scenarios where Striker EXs might not be as good as Tech EXs, but support EXs are good in any scenario, right? So yeah, that would be great. But yeah, that's basically it, man. That's the last non-gridded, non-Eggmon unit in this game in terms of like a initial grid expansion that are also not like event tied / we don't know if they're ever coming back / they probably will come back. They just probably need to make a deal with the, you know, the anime side of Pokemon. So yeah, just have to wait for that to happen, but otherwise we got to deal with that. And also still no Blaziken, which is a good thing in my personal opinion. Not that I don't like Blaziken. Blaziken's my favorite starter, final level starter. But I also love Torchic, and I'm glad they kept it as Torchic. So yeah. Anyways, that's for this one, I guess. Hope y'all guys think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the video, have some more Pokemon content, and I'll see you guys in the next one then.